So, uh, a lot has been happening. That last video, I named it the stupidest possible thing. Like, no one knew that I was talking about honey and or pie, and even if they did, like, I already know that my channel is relatively obscure. So naming it what I did was probably the stupidest thing I could have done. When I say a lot has been happening, I'm not even kidding. I'm not talking about politics or anything, not necessarily. It's more like at the end of December, going into January, I was actually dating someone, and well, it was like a long distance relationship thing, and there were definitely red flags there that were, you know, a couple of them were quite obvious, but others were more. I don't know how to put this. Sometimes you meet people who are so good at charming you that you just kind of uh, you let them lie to you about some really important stuff and you get hurt in the process. And that's kind of what happened to me. Sort of. That wasn't the only thing that happened in the month that was kind of messed up. Um, at the beginning of the month, I caught COVID and the flu at the exact same time. And I still to this day don't know exactly how those two viruses existed in my body at the same time. I don't know if they did any damage to me mentally or physically, but I managed to get through the beginning of the month without dying. So that's a cool thing, I guess. Before anyone asks if you think I'm some kind of. I knew I said I wouldn't talk about politics here, but if you think I'm some kind of like anti vaxxer and you thought I didn't get the flu or a COVID shot because I didn't want to or that I thought it would be a bad idea, it's more like getting shots for medical treatments is costly. Like, I mean, compared to like not getting them, I like being able to pay my bills. I like being able to. I am close to operating on a net loss for every amount of money that I earn at this point because I just don't bring in enough. So, getting that kind of medical care seemed less important. But I never in my life really imagined having two viruses at the same time, and I'm pretty sure it almost killed me. Believe it or not, the getting sick thing also ties into the no longer dating my previous girlfriend thing. I it's not as though my girlfriend wasn't supportive or worried about me during the time. It's more like I discovered pretty easily that she was lying about pretty much her entire identity and was almost certainly just trying to get money out of me. And you just meet people in your life and you can read them like a book whether or not they realize it. And I don't mean I don't wish anything bad against her. It's just when you come across people like that and it's very obvious what they really want from you, it's a bad feeling, a really bad feeling. It makes you feel pretty used. It took a number of days to make this video because I mean, I've been trying to force myself to do things and kind of get my mind off of everything else that's going on in my life and arguably the world right now. But sometimes it can be really difficult to pull yourself together after so much has happened to you. I still have a couple of things in the background going on, and I don't know how they're going to be resolved, but I'm trying to stay optimistic about it regardless. Um, I'll let you know if things turn out alright, but right now it's just up in the air like so many other things that my life has been like lately. I really want to believe that somehow this year will turn out a lot better than the others, but I can't promise anything. Something I realized towards the end of last year, going into this year, and for most of the month really, I've been promising too much to you all. I keep saying there are these big things I want to do, these ideas I want to release, and these plans I want to make, and that's become kind of a bad pattern lately. And I'm really tired of disappointing not only everyone else, but myself, because I don't think anybody hurts quite as badly as I do when it comes to not meeting my own deadlines. So I'm going to try and not. I'm not going to be setting hard deadlines anymore. because I got really crushed by the way the last video deadline I set was. There was a really grand video I had planned for the end of the year, and it just never happened. It just felt like things kept coming up, and I kept getting either distracted or pulled away by other more important things. And so, if I say I'm working on something, just sort of take it with a grain of salt, if you haven't already, and maybe next time around it'll actually be something really impressive. I certainly hope so.